Alright, tribe, how you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. We are back for another season of Put a Ring on It. It is over on the OWN network, so we have season 2, episode 1. Now, I don't know if this is a sneak peek or what, because I didn't think that the season premiered until Friday, but maybe I missed it. But either way, it was in my DVR, so we're gonna make it do what it do, and we're gonna roll with the roll on. Now, in case you don't know, the whole premise of the show, Put a Ring on It, is you're going to have 3 couples who are sort of at that make or break phase. One person is ready to get married, the other person not so much. It's generally the man that ain't ready and the woman that is, but you know. So this season, and then what it is they agree to go through counseling with Dr. Nicole, who's a relationship expert, but the trick is they also agree to allow their significant other to go out and date other people. And the idea is that in that process of dating outside of your relationship, you will come to some realizations and come to find out if you are with the person you're supposed to be with, or if you are open to other relationships, other situations. So this season we have 3 couples. I'm not sure if that's because, you know, COVID, they were sort of restricted, or if they just thought the system worked better with 3 couples versus, 4. I don't know. But either way, we have 3 couples. So we have Darren and Alicia. I probably shouldn't have started with them since I already messed up them people name. Eric and Jessica, or Sean and LaRonda. Now, let's talk about what we know about the couples. I want to hold on, y'all, because I want to get the baby name right. I don't want to be disrespectful. I want to have everybody's name right. Make sure I'm getting their names right. Like I said, I don't want to be disrespectful to nobody. Okay. I'll forget it. Okay, here we go. All right. I'll get it before it's over with. Anyway, so the thing about Deron and Alexa. It's Alexa. Okay, I had it right. Alexa. Alexia. Okay, I had it right. It just didn't look right. And I was like, did I write it wrong? And I was thinking about Alexa, like, Alexa, or was it really? Anyway. Now, the interesting thing about Deron and Alexa is a few things. One, they've been together for 14 years. I just tend to feel like if you don't know in 14 years, I don't know what this process is going to do. But okay. Now, they do sort of have a little bit of an excuse. Deron is part of the rap duo Field Mob, and Alexa was a professional basketball player. And so she was overseas for many years playing basketball. He traveled, with the music. And so even though they've been together, it's been an off and on situation. And it's been a long distance situation for a lot of their relationship. So I'll give them the benefit because, 14 years, but it hasn't been 14 steady years and in the same place. Now, it does look like they live together now. So she's retired and he's sort of retired. He said his last album was in 2019, but I'm sure he's still very much in the music industry. They met at the club. She worked, when she was in college, she was a waitress at a club where he, used to be at. And that first night, honey, they was kissing and stuff. And they said kissing, but I'm just wondering if they was doing more than kissing. I don't know. Eric and Jessica. Now, Eric and Jessica have been together for 14 years. Eric slid into Jessica's DMs. He plays or played professional football. I feel like he played like past tense. Their relationship seems like there's a lot of jealousy on her part. She's always waiting for him to cheat, always accusing him. Like, I'm reading between the lines. That's what I picked up on. That there's a lot of that. Either she's accusing him or waiting for him to cheat, or there's always something with that. And so that they have some cheating situations going on. I don't know if he's ever really cheated, but there's a lot of jealousy, and that's a big issue. He said that ultimately she doesn't think she doesn't think that she wants to get married, but he doesn't think she's ready. Interesting. Then we have Sean and LaRonda. Now, Sean also slid into the DMs, honey. They've been together for 3 years. Now, Sean is an entertainer, and he says that basically he wants to be more stable financially before they get married. You know, he loves her, and, you know, he wants to be with her, but, you know, he's a comedian, actor, that kind of thing. And he said that the work isn't steady, and so that the money isn't steady, and so he just doesn't want to be that guy. She's corporate, got a good job, so, you know, I'm sure that's part of it as well. What I wrote right here? Oh, can't read my own handwriting, child. Okay, so Dr. Nicole meets with them. You know, they have their first little meeting, and that's when we get to know everybody. And she says, I want you to write down on a sheet of paper all of your rules. What are your rules for these dates? You know, and of course they had things like no touching, no hugging, no kissing, no this, no that, no social media, no phone numbers, no this, no this, no this. She said, part of the problem is this needs to be a process with no limitations. Because how is it authentic if you're putting limits on what the significant other can and cannot do? Now, I think this is directly connected to last season where we had one couple in particular who had this whole checklist of rules that they could not be crossed, and then they ended up crossing the rules anyway, and it just became a whole situation. And so then she tells them, listen, y'all might as well go ahead and tear them rules up because there are none. You know, because at the end of the day, if you need me or you need your significant other to tell you what you can and can't do and what the rules are, then ultimately it's not true and authentic, and nobody should tell you how far you should and shouldn't go. You should know what your comfort zone is and how far you can push yourself. Like, you should know that. Okay. Okay. So the guys go first. So the first rules that come along, we have Kai that goes out with Darian, Eric, Shamise, and then we have Rachel that goes out with Sean. So let me start with the first date we saw. We have the first one was Eric and Shamise. Now, first of all, and I said this last season, I got a problem with the fact that these people come to these people's houses. Now, listen, it's one thing for us to say we're going to get into this relationship and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. But all that, you coming to my house and knocking on my door to take my man out, no, ma'am. You can meet at the corner down there. You're not knocking on my door and walking up in my house. We're not. We're not doing that. But that's what they do, honey. So Shamise shows up to Eric's house, and Eric tells her to go on upstairs. She walks up because they're like in a townhouse, but like you immediately go up the steps. So of course she comes walking up the steps, and Miss I'm getting the names, y'all. Miss Jessica is sitting there looking like, oh, so we just walking up in people's house. That's what but that wasn't even her fault, Jessica. That was his fault. He told her to do it. So, of course, Jessica wasn't here for it. Told him he had a whole curfew. I said, now, didn't we just have a whole conversation with Dr. Nicole that there are no limitations and no rules? And she was really trying to tell this man what time he had to be back home and when he had to come back home. And I was like, girl, you messed up already. But the one thing she did say, and I thought it was a very valid point, because he was putting on his good jewelry and he was clowning her about the cologne and what cologne he was going to wear and all of this. And she said, you know what? I ain't even going to get mad. You just setting the standard. So next week, when it's my turn to go out on a date, just remember all this. Remember you putting on your good jewelry and your good cologne and all. Just remember this. And I was like, now that's the quickest way to shut him up. Okay? Because it's all fun and games until the rabbit got the gun. You know what I'm saying? It's no fun when the rabbit got the gun. This is what I meant to say. No. So the first thing I ain't like about Miss Shamise is Shamise showed up talking about she looking for a husband. Ma'am, You can't be looking for a husband and you know you're going on a date with a whole nother woman's man. Like, I know we doing a show here, and I know this is all for the show, and I get all of that, but ma'am, you already know that he, okay. Now they go on a date, and I'm gonna say this, from this first set of dates, I feel like a conversation was had that said y'all need to amp it up this season. Because I don't remember the ladies coming on this hard, this heavy last year. But they are coming on really, really, really heavy. Because like I said, she asking him these questions and, well, I mean, what's wrong with your girl? And why y'all, what's going on with that? And this, and this. And I don't know. I wasn't here for Miss Shamise. I wasn't here for her. Now then we had Kyla when I went with Deron. Same thing. She showed up at the front door, came up in the house, honey. Now, here's what I'm gonna say about Miss Kai. Again, I feel like she came on way too strong. He said that, him and his girlfriend on their first date, they kissed, and she was like, oh, well, what if I tried to kiss you? And he was like, I wish you wouldn't. And she was like, well, what about other things? I don't know. I just feel like it was too much. And when he came back home, he tried to talk to her about it. And I feel like what he was saying, even though he went too far, because he was describing what the woman looked like and how sexy she was and how she had a nice booty and this, and this. But I feel like what he was going to say at the end was, but I didn't want, it didn't tempt me to do nothing different. Like, I realized, I feel like that's what he was going to say, but we never got that far, because, baby, she was like, this is what we're not going to do. I'm not about to sit here and listen to you. She said all the years that we've been together and our ups and our downs and everything that we've been through, he's never compared me to another woman or described another woman to me. And I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't ready for that. So that didn't go too well. Then we had Sean went out on his date with Rachel. Now, Sean described Rachel later on. He said she was almost too perfect. And the girlfriend didn't seem to understand what she was saying. She was like, well, I feel like if you feel like she's perfect, then you should maybe be entertaining going out. Oh, I forgot I got this fan turned up too high, y'all. Hold on. If she was too perfect, it seems to me like you would want to explore that further. And I understood what he was saying. What he was saying was it was too perfect, and I love you and I want to be with you. And she's perfect reminded me of all the things, potential. I don't want that temptation. So no, I'm not going to go out with her again because I don't want that temptation. That's how I felt. Now, we come back together with Dr. Nicole, and I kind of already told y'all a little bit of what was said and how it went down. But the biggest thing that I thought was funny was when Deron started talking about his date, and he started going real deep. Dr. Nicole was like, well, listen, we can pick and choose. Like, you don't have to listen. Like, you can pick and choose what you want to hear, and whether you want to hear it or not, if you can't handle it. And that damn Alexa gonna say, I can handle it. No, ma'am, you couldn't. Because when he was trying to talk to you about it when he first got home from the date, you walked out the house. So, no, you can't. You can't take it. No, ma'am. Anyway, but 2 out of the 3 guys said that they did not want to go on a second date with the same person. We don't know what Deron said because Deron, they cut it off. You know how they like to try to give us a cliffhanger, child. They cut it off. But I found it to be very interesting. We'll see what happens this season. I think, Deron is a little comedian, But again, I just feel like we'll see. It's the first episode. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in those comments. Peace.